Okay, so this is going to be a video about our bandsaw, because I had some guys on another video tell me that our bandsaw isn't a real bandsaw. And there it is, 7-inch metal cutting capacity bandsaw made by Emerson. This weld right here is 7018, and it's been cutting that fucking weld for 10 fucking minutes. Yes, I know I need to clean that out back there. But yeah, this is our bandsaw. My dad has had it for, God, since before I was born, and I'm 23. Just take a stick. I usually lube that with like WD-40 so that all that stuff just slides right down there. But yeah, we're cutting 1/4 inch. What it is a piece of like 2-inch by 2-inch or 1.5 by 1.5 angle, and then a piece of this, because this is what I was originally going to use as a winch mount, and then I found that stuff there. But it's all Emerson, including the motor. The motor's power tool duty, made in USA. It's 3/4 of a horse, 1725 RPMs, 115 volts, and I think it's 11. It's either 10 or 11 amps. I can't really read it. Finally gone through the weld. That bearing's gonna hit right there. But yeah, I've cut all of that. That there. All of that. All of that. All that steel was cut on this bandsaw. My dad bought this from a welder, a guy that owned a welding business. The guy could never get it to cut straight. The problem was that these bearings right here, these side bearings, there's one there, one there, one there, and one there. The problem is that the inside, the cage was all messed up, and the blade would just sit there and do this. So my dad went to Granger's way back when, and back when Granger had like 200 pages, 150, 200 pages in their catalog. It is hydraulic down feed right here. We need a new ram. It's leaking internally. As you can see, I'm going to have to move this piece back. Just a hair. My dad put the lube system on it, and it just drains there. We need to adjust the shut off, because it's supposed to pull it off and power it off. This is just so that the coolant doesn't go all over the ground like it already has down there. This you can adjust and pull out so that your piece doesn't drop off. And here's some samples of what this has cut. That's less than an 1/8 inch thin. And that was the very end off of a piece of tubing. This as well. This is how straight it cuts. It goes from 1/8 inch to 3/16. but we have, for the most part, got it dialed in. For straightness, it's still a bitch sometimes, but for the most part, it's pretty straight. It's all made in USA. It's, like I say, at least 25 years old. We haven't found a date on it. My dad bought it before my sister was born, and she's 24. So, and he had it 3 years before my sister was born. So, yeah, this is your adjustment for the tightness on the blade. This adjusts your space in between here. You loosen it up here. You loosen it, smack it back, smack it this way. Yeah, it's a 2 or 3 gallon reservoir, and what we're using, see, there's a bottle of what we're using over there. Here we go. This is what we're using. Soluble oil from Industrial Pipe and Steel here in El Monte. There's the address, 9936 East Rush Street, South El Monte, 91733. And the wind just blew my shit. Phone number is 626-444-9467. We use it in that drill press over there. I've used it in my smaller drill presses. But yeah, that was cleaned 3 days ago. There was no shavings 3 days ago. And I've been making stuff for my Jeep for the past 3 days. These are actually going to be mounts that I'm making right now. But yeah, there's my small bandsaw that the guy told me I had that was so small. There might be a date over there. Model, serial number, made in USA. Yeah, there's no date. The angle drive is leaking a little bit. It does have 3 or 4 speeds on it. But for the most part, you can use it vertical or horizontal. You just shut this valve off when you use it vertical. You stand it up. And it actually had a plate that actually attached with like vice clamps on the plate that you could use to do whatever you needed to do. There's a good look at the bearings there. My dad paid, I think, $250 for this, I believe. And he dropped $75 to $125 worth of bearings. He doesn't remember the exact number. He replaced all 6 of these bearings. And now it cuts pretty straight, fairly straight. We even cut angles on pipe over there, right there. It cuts fairly straight for what it is. I'm happy with it. It's just a bitch to cut through 7018 welds, but it does good for what it is. Anyway, there's the saw. Just figured I'd make the video and show him.